Hi, 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 hi. Folks and beautiful people out there, my people. This is Michael Ayuko Smith, your gospel artist, and of course, your broadcast journalist as well. Um, welcome on board. Welcome on board wherever you find yourself, wherever you are uh, in the world. It's my space. It's my moment. It's my time. And tell your friend to tell a friend and gather around. It depend on what time it is and wherever you are in the world. If you are around the dinner table, if you're having lunch, if it's breakfast, you're welcome to uh, this channel. And of course, you can subscribe and you can share, you can like it, and spread the word and spread the word so well. Well, we are doing the PDD trial. It's ending. I think by Tuesday, next week Tuesday, today is Monday. And I'm looking at next week Tuesday. It should end. Surely, we are looking at having a very positive verdict. There's something that the defense team put out last week, and it was very interesting. And a lot of people were sort of surprised to hear that, but I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all because the defense team said that, look, they're going to finish this week somewhere Wednesday latest. They need about 2 days, because the prosecution proved nothing. It's funny. This episode is called Mainstream Media Biases. Mainstream media biases. They twist issues and they do all these propaganda and so on and so forth. And some of us will disagree because we didn't have the evidence. We didn't see it coming. But as time went on, and till today, as I speak to you, especially with the PDD case, I, I sometimes find it very difficult to understand. And it's so embarrassing watching the reporters reporting the same PDD trial that is being covered by private media networks, YouTubers, lawyers, reputable lawyers who have YouTube channel who were also in court. And you see that the private media are in tandem. Their reportage seems to link, seems to be the same, and the mainstream media, all of them together, are busy twisting facts. And, it's a shame to say this. And I am embarrassed because we look at all these international networks and we are proud to associate ourselves with them. It was a dream to be part of them. Someone said it a short while ago that the emergence of social media will make nonsense of mainstream media. And I disagreed at the time. But I'm beginning to believe this. I'm beginning to understand what the person told me the other time. He's a fellow broadcaster who said that there's a lot of mess as far as the mainstream media is concerned. Look, let me tell you something. A man is on trial. Facts are in court for you to report to the people. Why are you twisting the facts? Why are you bent on a narrative that is skewed in favor of the prosecution. Why is it so? You have to be fair. Journalists must be fair. It doesn't matter who is on trial. But this PDD trial has brought to the fore lot of facts and truth that has been hidden for a long time as far as the mainstream media is concerned. And I watch them and I can't help laughing. They are making mockery of themselves, especially when we know the facts. This time, there are even transcripts that are published for us to see. The fact that it's a federal trial and there are no cameras and video cameras and so on and so, even audio telecast is not allowed. So radio cannot broadcast from the court. So therefore, the mainstream media thought it was time for them to do what we call the mischief reportage. And it's a shame, especially the American mainstream media. The issue is on your soil. The court matter is on your soil. You have your media houses must play an ambassadorial role, for us, those of us in the third world, as you call us, third world country, Africa, will watch and be proud and emulate what you do. Now I can tell you, Africa is a big deal. We have broadcast journalists, impeccable broadcast journalists here in Africa. And the same in Asia, in what do you call it? In all parts of the world. In India, when you go to the Caribbean, in Jamaica, less populated countries, they are all doing so well. The world has evolved. People are discerning. Africans are discerning. When you come to Africa, for instance, the ordinary market woman has an iPhone. The ordinary artisan, the painter, the laborers, the ordinary person, not in the city. I'm talking about the small towns and villages. That is what social media has done in bridging the gap. So there's no more. That propaganda that was propagated by the mainstream international media for many years. I remember I watched the World Cup, the coverage of the World Cup in Southern Africa. And Ghana, my country, did so well. And we beat the United States of America, and we're going to face Uruguay. And the famous Suarez incident happened. Well, I'm not going to talk about the football much, but I'm today, this edition, I'm looking at journalism and reporting. So I was not in Southern Africa, but I saw something that broke my heart. Where I was also not in Ghana. So I was trying to follow the euphoria, the aftermath, after football discussions and the party that was going on. I will not mention the name of the international media, that international media, because I just don't want to mention the name. This journalist decided to cover the fanfare after the football match, and Ghana won. I think it was 2-1 against USA. I stand to be corrected. That's 2010. I don't remember, but we won that match. Asamoah Gyan scored a fantastic goal for us to go ahead and win that match, and it was fun to watch. That particular network decided to ignore a party that was being held at Osu Oxford Street. And if you know Ghana, it's a very popular place to be. And it's a place that I would say 24 hours no sleep, 24 hours activity at the Osu Oxford Street in Ghana, Accra. There was fanfare, live band, music being played. We have ice cream, joints and food joints. And even there were Caucasians and other African Americans, all kinds of people there having a party. I was watching it live. It was a live streaming on one of our networks in Ghana. And I was watching it online. And then I saw the international media streaming as well. Do you know what they did? Instead of going to the Osu, they chose to go to a poorest location with no activity. They went to a suburb. I won't mention the name of the suburb because it would be unfair, for those who live there. To be very unfair. I don't want to do that. But I mean, in every country, we have the ghettos, we have the slums, and so they went to a slum. There was nothing wrong with that, but I thought there should be some balancing. Film the Osu Oxford Street, the beautiful carnival that was going on with beautiful lights. So I realized that over the years, they have decided to put a blacklist on developing areas of Africa. And all the time, when there's an issue in Africa, the videos that come with it, and we in Africa have been seeing this and we laugh. So for so many years, people come to Africa and they are surprised what they see vis-a-vis what the international media has been putting out there. So I was watching it and I was out of Ghana and I said, this is what you do. That carnival was so beautiful. It was like a quarter of Accra. The people were there and the streets were filled with people. Even cars can't move. And people were dancing and having fun. Because that place is beautiful, that most of the international networks, not only one network, they all chose not to show that one. So over the years, international media have this thing in them. It's a DNA. They will choose what to show and tell the people. Please, your days are numbered, not because social media will do something to you. Now, most of you have social media handles, and so it helps. After the proceedings in court, the way yours is skewed to favor the prosecution and put out headlines that are misleading, what you're doing to yourself is that you are telling the people, here we are. This is who we are. We have liars. We are unprofessional. This is what we've done to the world over the years. Now see how naked we are. We can't help it. This is who we are. It's our DNA. The world watches. We went to court. We saw something different from what everyone is talking about. What the hell are they talking about? It's a DNA thing. They are lying through their teeth. They are saying something contrary to what we are watching and witnessing. Others doing it. I'm not talking about amateur Facebook reporters. I am talking about seasoned reporters who have decided to create their own channel. I am talking about professional lawyers. And I've seen women, I don't want to mention names because I don't have their permission. I've seen lawyers, professional lawyers, both male and female, 20 years, 15 years at the bar in the United States. New Yorkers, lawyers in New York, go to the court, take their own time. People want to see what, because this is a very bizarre, I've said it in my previous video, that this is a bizarre trial, that so many things, because I am not talking about proceedings and law today. I am not a lawyer, but I am not naive as well. But I'm just saying that today, I am not talking about the thing the judge has allowed to slip through, the too many perjury from the side of the prosecution, Jane Doe and all the rest, and saying things contradicting themselves. And because if you are testifying, you are already on oath. So when you say something contrary to what the facts are, and you are caught during cross-examination, it's perjury. You don't have to be a lawyer to understand that. So coming to the point, I'm saying seasoned lawyers have their own YouTube channel, and what they are doing is to explain proceedings, and they are fair. All I'm trying to say is that I don't know whether those reporters who work for the mainstream media only watch their channels, because that is not clever at all. I don't know whether, or these big networks watch social media and see not ordinary people, but former broadcasters with high pedigree having their own channel and channels and telling us about what they have witnessed and what they think will happen. Why is the mainstream media saying something different from what we are witnessing and what actually has been transpiring, what actually transpired in court the last few weeks? The court will, the verdict will, we are expecting verdict on Tuesday, next week, Tuesday. And I was just checking my date here, and it is not far-fetched. So today being, depending on where you are, either 23rd or 24th in Ghana, we ushered into, it's after 12 midnight, so we are into 24th of June, 2025. So we are looking at the fourth, between the third and fourth Thursday next week, approximately that time, we will have, the case will be concluded. And if you ask me where I'm sitting, it will be a big surprise if PDD is incarcerated. It will be, I think it will be the mysterious trial ever in the world if they find him guilty. Because this is so hollow. I tell you, I respect these defense attorneys. They are top class, and as I read their background and their pedigree, they are top class. But I can assure you, here in Africa, we equally have lawyers who will defend this case and win square, fair and square. I can assure you, between Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, even the Francophone countries, Cote d'Ivoire, and so on and so forth, we have elite lawyers, especially Ghana and Nigeria. My country, Ghana and Nigeria. Don't joke. We are not perfect. We have our shortcomings, we know, but we have quality material, quality brains here, lawyers who go to international arbitration and win cases for Africa. So it's not this case. I tell you, here in Africa, our big lawyers will not even be in the forefront. They will leave it for their younger lawyers to handle. And yet, this case, as frivolous and hollow and shallow as it is, the mainstream media has helped it, hyped it, make it look. So look, if you watch the mainstream media and you haven't heard anything from social media, from these credible lawyers and individuals, credible people, men and women who are giving the real facts. If you have never seen any social media podcast and you watch the mainstream media, you may think the PDD is the worst man on earth. Why should that be? So this one brings me back to what I was saying before, that the mainstream media, this has been their stock and trade. They have, they have done this to Africa. They have, over the years, destroyed our continent with negative reportage. Investors shy to come here. Yes, we are a third world country with issues, but the way they put it out there, the way they propagate against Africa is exactly what they are doing to PDD's trial, because it's in their DNA. This is how they've made money over the years. A media house and its reporters will wake up in the morning with an agenda not to say the truth, go to a scene, see something we all see. The reason why I'm saying that, when social media emerged, I thought some of them will revise their notes and say, look, now the world is evolved. The social media people are reporting now, even ordinary people, if there's an incident, they use their phones to record and give a narration. Ordinary people, drivers, people in the streets. When something happens, an accident or any incident, you see ordinary people filming it. Sometimes they even get the scoop. They get the very, very, very exclusive videos. Ordinary people. Because you don't even know that there's a bomb going to go up. You don't know there's going to be a fire outbreak. You don't know. So those who are walking in the streets are the ones who are eyewitnesses to some of these incidents. Well, even with the vibrancy of social media, the mainstream media continues to peddle falsehood. It tells you how vindictive they are. It tells you how wicked they are. And one thing that stands out is that I think they think the ordinary person on the streets, wherever we are in the world, are fools. That's what I think. Because I cannot understand why a media house, an international media organization, have reporters who go to court and they sound so naive. Look, I am a broadcast journalist for close to 30 years or almost 30 years, over 28 years in the business, worked with media houses, and I was head of programs in two of the outfits, no, three of the outfits. I was a head of program. In fact, I became the youngest, what do you call it? If not the youngest, maybe one of the youngest programs head in the 90s at my radio, my private radio station, where I worked. I don't own it, but I'm saying at the station where I worked. In the 90s, 1996, I was in my 20s and I was the head of programs. So what do I do? One of my assignment is to assign reporters to various places, and those who go to court, those who report in parliament, those who go to different assignments, and they all report to me. So those who go to court usually must understand the proceedings in court. And for best practices as a journalist, as media houses, most of the reporters who go to court to cover court, issues or court matters are either, trained lawyers or they are law students who are under training. Or perhaps, even if the person is not a lawyer, then the person must be well abreast with the proceedings in court. So I don't understand why an international media outlet will send reporters and go and cover a court proceedings, and they sound so naive, if not deliberate. They look and sound silly and stupid. The way even the anchor asks them the questions, you can tell is well rehearsed, and they are in spoken. And sometimes they try to fool us by getting two people and as if they are doing what we call the banter. One is for Diddy and the one who's supposed to be for Diddy will be playing the devil's advocate in a very, very, very funny way. Why do you do that to yourselves? You are fading away so quickly than we thought. Mainstream media, if you don't put your ass together, look, I'm addressing the owners and the investors. Your monies are going to go down the drain in the next 5 years if you don't stop this unfortunate biases, unfair reportage, the inaccuracies, and whatnot. If you don't put your house in order, in the next 5 years, I was discussing this with a friend of mine this morning, that this is going to be my podcast. And the person said, did you say 5 years? It will be earlier than 5 years. This is embarrassing. And I'm saying I'm a broadcast journalist and I love our profession. It's a noble profession. Why are we doing what we are doing? Let's assume your old colleagues and the old folks before you were engaged in this smear campaign, propaganda. Let's bring you down. Let's do this. You're doing that to politicians. You're doing that to businessmen. If you don't like them, you make sure you use the media tool to bring them down. And that has been happening over the years. But as soon as you saw the vibrancy, the vibrant social media, people, descending people on social media, of course, there are a lot of rubbish on social media. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of lies, and we know that. And when we see. We are intelligent enough to know that there are some rascals and indecent things on social media. No two ways about it. But the The good things on social media eh, is outweighs the negative ones. So if I am a director of one of these broadcast networks, I will call a meeting and say, look, I think we need to change our narrative. We need to be in the middle. These old trades and tricks, I think it's not going to work this time around because we sound and look stupid. This Diddy trial has opened the eyes of people all over the world not to trust the mainstream media. No. And it was so good that this trial was a federal trial where we need to get the information from those who go to because otherwise, if it was a live telecast, they have no choice. When they see a live telecast, they don't lie because then they see, we all see. So what are they going to tell us? But it's good that it's not a live telecast. Videos, audios, photographs are not allowed in except the artist sketch and so on. And then you can go listen and come and give us and tell us what happened in court. So that this has brought to the fore what people have been saying over and over again, that we can't trust the mainstream media. We are not saying that everything you have done over the years is bad. You've done some good things. You have produced people like the Larry King Live, the Larry Kings of this world, the Wolf Blitzer. They are wonderful broadcasters. We've seen them over the years. And these individuals decided to stand out and they have integrity. And I've said in the next 5 years, if you don't align, if you don't change your ways, you're going to be insignificant and not relevant anymore. Even as we speak, most of your newscasters have resigned either to do their own thing, create their own platforms, their YouTube channels, and do their own thing and say what they can say, do what they can do, and not follow the status quo, and will not be doing the bidding of their masters. It's a shame. It's a shame. You succeeded in giving this Diddy trial a boost. The prosecution so much boost for a work they didn't do. The mainstream media, you have given the prosecution so much boost and so much inaccurate coverage and made the case some big case in the minds of those who are not privy to the facts, to the extent that most people thought that the third week is done, Diddy is going straight to jail, contrary to the facts on the ground. This reportage has been going on for years. And I've given you the African experience. There are other experiences. I don't want to go there because that's not the subject matter. Political issues, twisting facts about, and Donald Trump started something. When he started saying fake news, some of us were like, what is this man trying to do? And when he started his campaign, and I said, you want to become the president of the United States and you are messing around with big media houses, calling them fake news. And I thought there was something wrong with the president. Mr. President, forgive me, but you are so right. The mainstream media is so fake. Their biases is unbelievable, over the moon. This Diddy trial, I am saying that the mainstream media and some individuals, they are also in, but I'm not interested in those individuals because they don't carry any weight. So I'm not interested. There are also individuals who are doing, especially a certain woman. I don't want to mention her name. But those are not my issue. My concern is the mainstream media with so much reputation, and yet you can't report just a simple court case. It's not about PDD. It's about your reputation. It's a shame because young journalists are watching. They want to see and they want to witness firsthand credibility. Your name, the name of your networks ring in the minds of young people. Big names, but yet so inaccurate. You propagate news, you twist facts. What kind of brand is that? All the branding, all the hype over the years. Some of you have been in existence for over 50 years. Produce some of the best newscasters, journalists, the Christian Amampo of this world. And yet you can't put together court proceedings, reporting, just tell the people what transpired. Is it so difficult to do? My dear newscasters, international media, some of us looked up to you. We try to learn from you. The professional way of putting your news together, not the content. The content has always been suspicious. But the professional way, how your set designs, how you are able to produce the news, and how you fuse different pictures and it's so beautiful to watch. But yet the content is full of lies. And whatever you do, if the content is not credible, then all those graphics, all those video editing, the beautiful pictures you show, the wonderful attire and wardrobe you wear to sit, especially the girls and the women in broadcasting who can lie. You hate someone so you can come and sit as a panel. And when you select a panelist, you want the panelists all to say the same thing. How do you feel to empanel people who will not have diverse views? How can you do that? Where is the fairness? When you bring the people, and if you want to, say it yourself and tell us what the summary is. Tell us. Don't bring people and try and, you see, that's where the whole thing is cooked. It is like, this is what we have to do. So there is, and social media is real. When somebody invites another person, like as I am broadcasting now, if I call someone to join me, that person is not privy to anything. It is live, let's go. Here we go. Say your mind, let me say mine. Real news, authentic, not diluted. First-hand news. Exact, the exact truth, not the opposite. Thank you, my colleagues. Thank you, lawyers. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Soul. podcast. Thank you, the various lawyers. You are many, I can't mention your names, but all the attorneys in New York, in California, in Florida, all those great lawyers who have taken their time to tell us the real truth. Some of you don't go yourself, you send your subordinates to go and cover it up and tell you. There are even some that do that yourselves. You go there to cover and tell us. We thank you. God bless you. God bless you. You see, there is a God. This is a Christian channel. So I always want to remind people. That there is a God. False witness. False witness. Saying things that are not true about your brother and sister. If PDD is wrong, he is. If he's innocent, no matter what you do, the jury are not stupid. I have a friend who lives in New York. He said, New York jury, they're level-headed. A jury from New York, they are level-headed. They know what time it is. All these orchestration, they've seen it all. When they go back into their rooms and after court proceedings and they watch TV and social media, they are allowed to watch it. They follow the news and some of them will be asking themselves, did that happen in court? So when they see it over and over again, now they will know that the prosecutors have connived with some people. There is an agenda against the young man. And that's why I'm saying that I will be so surprised because the case itself is shallow, is baseless, is frivolous. It is all about ladies who are in for money. Ladies who are in a relationship and the relationship turns sour. There's hate there, and one of them is married and who don't know the agenda of the man. And sometimes even people can connive and say, look, hey, you go to your former boyfriend, he has money, try and create this, let's make money off him, let's do this. Today is not the day for the facts. My friend Jay Conversation. Jay is a wonderful person. I'll soon join your podcast. He's a friend. We had a chat today, and he's really also interested in my views, and he will invite me on his podcast. We'll talk. We'll do that podcast. So watch out. I'll be on Jay Conversation. Jay is on YouTube. You can check it out. He has initially when I saw him, I thought he was a lawyer. And a lot of people think he's a lawyer. He's not a lawyer. He's a young man who believes in justice. You see, most of you African Americans, that they think we are doing this for Diddy. I am an African. I live in Ghana. There is no way the American justice system is going to get me because I don't live there. Think about the number of young blacks who are serving years, and most of them are not guilty as accused. This is going to open the Pandora box. This is going to serve as a guide that the prosecutors will know never again. This Diddy trial will serve as a deterrent because there will be eggs on the faces of the prosecutors and the whole system. Those who try to put all this together, it's a whole well-coordinated thing. And I don't know how it was going to fly in this day and age when there's social media. Because initially, social media was quiet. And a few others that were scared. And I know that some of them want views for their channels. They were not sure what is going to happen. So let's join. So after the third week, then I saw some of them revising their notes and saying, look, we've been fooled. Because then they saw people like Soul podcast of Soul. God bless you, my brother. He comes outside the court and he's doing his own thing. And then came Jay and doing his own thing as well and making sure the right thing is put out there for the ordinary man and woman to get it and understand it and get it well, 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 well. Okay? So I want to thank you, my brother, Jay. It's Jay and your team, Kudi and all those people. Possible collaboration we will do, definitely. And I just want to tell you that yes, the Win Column team, Client Care Department, Unleashing Your Greatest Self. It's a website, you go on it, and therefore we have all that for you. The greatest compliment we can receive is referral to your family and friends and so on and so forth. So that's Jay for you. You can check his podcast. Very, 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 very great indeed. He has some insight, and I love him. I'm subscribe to it, and Jay will give you the best, and the best is yet to come. Look, thank you very much. My name is Michael Aiko Smith. I will say that we will see Diddy going home. Yes. Prosecution proved nothing. I'm saying this very boldly, not because I'm a lawyer. I'm a broadcast journalist who have covered court issues, followed court cases for many years. It comes with experience. And of course, there is also what we call common sense. So the common sense that God has given us, we will use it to our advantage, read through it, and have some conversations with lawyers that we are privileged to be friends with. I have friends who are lawyers who I ask questions sometimes when I don't have the know-how or I do not understand some things, they will break it down. We thank you, all of you, great people, a great podcast all over the world who have helped this young man. Diddy, PDD, he's not perfect. You can describe him as a naughty brother. That's all it is. New Yorkers will say, fucked up. That's all. Fucked up guy, dude. Easygoing, having fun and having excess fun. So if you hear witnesses coming in to testify for a RICO, for kidnapping, for sex trafficking, arson, drug baron, organized crime. Forgive me, forgive me. We know we are from Africa. We know what is organized crime. I've seen the Godfather series. We know of Don Corleone. We know of the mafia bosses in the 1960s and goes back to 1950s to the 60s and 70s. PDD and these girls. Bad boy entertainment. The organized crime here in Africa. Diddy, PDD. I'm laughing about the whole thing because I don't know what these people were thinking. And I something that is so instructive. I think the prosecution had the assurance of these media houses that they will help them nail this young man by twisting the facts and try to confuse people because they see themselves as a powerful tool, which they are. That tool is diminishing. That power is after this verdict. People will know how unprofessional most of you have been. especially regarding this trial. Until Thursday, let's talk again. But watch me on Jay's podcast very soon. See you. The name is Michael Aiko Smith. Aiko is Ayeko. Ayeko. Michael Aiko Smith. See you again.